All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How is everybody doing today? It's good to see everyone. Let me make sure I am centered. There we go. I'm centered now. Lighting is okay, I think. How is everybody? Good evening. It is Thursday here in Japan, in Tokyo. If it is still Wednesday for you guys over there, happy Valentine's Day for you. It's already past Valentine's Day for me. Valentine's Day was yesterday. But if it's still February 14th for you, happy Valentine's Day. I hope you had a great day, or hope you're having a great day. Karina, good morning. Good morning. How are you today? Did you celebrate Valentine's Day, Karina? Did you get any chocolate, or did you eat any chocolate? Did you give any chocolate? I hope so. I didn't really. I think I got a little bit of chocolate today, actually. Late Valentine's Day gift from some of my students. So that was pretty nice. So if you joined me yesterday I did a very impromptu, not planned live lesson yesterday. I did it quite late in the evening here in Japan time. Yesterday's lesson was more of a Q&A session where people could ask any English question that they had. But we also did do a little bit of studying. We studied the verb get plus an adjective. So these are a type of phrasal verb. And we're going to continue that today. We're going to continue using get and an adjective, or get and another word, which is a phrasal verb. It's going to be different from yesterday. So all of the phrasal verbs that you will study today will be different from yesterday. Also, there will be a few more exercises today. Today's lesson is going to focus on the lesson and not on a Q&A. But if you do have any questions during this lesson, you can ask me at any time. You can ask about today's lesson. You can ask about any English topic if you want. Now, as always, I always put the lesson onto the screen here. And if you notice, today we'll be studying get. If you look at the title, it says today's lesson is get phrasal verbs. And that's what we will study today. Anybody who's watching this on the replay, if you couldn't make it during the live lesson, that's too bad. I wish I could have talked with you. But nevertheless, thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. I hope it's useful for you. If you have any questions during the lesson, during the video, while you're watching a replay, you can ask me in the comment section. Also, if you go through the video and you like it, if you think the lesson is really good, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. I won't ask you to subscribe now because you need to actually study first to see if you like the lesson. And let's get started. We've already got a bunch of people in here, and we're going to be using get. And I went over this yesterday, and I want to go over it again today. A lot of times we will be using get and an adjective. Get and an adjective. Now, whenever we do get an adjective, most times what the meaning is going to be is it's going to mean become. It's talking about a change in something. So you're showing a change. So, for example, the first sentence says, I am getting very tired. Basically, this means I'm becoming tired. So there is a change. Maybe before I was not tired, I had a lot of energy, but now my physical trait, my physical condition is I'm getting tired. It means I'm becoming tired. We learned yesterday as well to get dark. It becomes dark. So in wintertime, it becomes dark quite quickly. And if we look at the last example sentence, it says, she gets nauseous when she's on ships. Nauseous. Nauseous means that you feel bad. You feel like you want to throw up. All right, so pronunciation of this, I'm going to write the pronunciation. I want you to pronounce it like this, nauseous, nauseous. Don't spell it like that. That's just the pronunciation. So this means that you feel like you're going to throw up. So when she is on ships, she gets nauseous. She becomes nauseous. So that's some examples of how we'll use get. Today, we are going to focus on 10 phrasal verbs. Each phrasal verb will have get included in it. All right, so we have two ways we could do this lesson. We could begin with the exercises, and you can challenge yourself, or I'll explain what each 10 of these phrasal verbs means. Then we can do the exercise. So there's an easy way to do it. There's a difficult way. So let's do it the easier way. Let's do it the same way I did yesterday. Let's go over today's 10 phrasal verbs. All right, 10 phrasal verbs. And this is actually, I don't know if any of you watching live right now or in the replay, I don't know if any of you are using AI. I know AI has become very popular. Software like ChatGPT or Bard. There's so many different types of AIs now. Anyway, I use different types of AIs for fun. And I actually was doing a lesson on get. And I wanted to know, I asked maybe 2 or 3 different AIs, what are the 10 most popular get phrasal verbs? And this is what they gave me. This was the list that one of the AIs gave me. It's hard to really judge it, but that's what one of them said. I believe it was ChatGPT. And I did go over each one. They are very useful. We do use them a lot. So let's go over the very first one, get up. Get up. Get up has basically 2 meanings. One meaning is that you are lying down. Maybe you're on a bed. Maybe you're on the floor. Maybe you're on the ground. Maybe somebody pushed you and you fell. So when you're in the lying position and then you stand, that means to get up. That means to get up. But the most common way to use get up is you are going to rise and you are going to get up out of bed. So the most common way here is get up means to wake up, to wake up. All right, so we've got the example sentence, the definition and the example sentence. To rise from a lying or sitting position, to get out of bed. I usually get up at 6 a.m. to start my day. I am not going to go over each example sentence because I want you to practice speaking in today's lesson. So if you would like a copy of this lesson and all of the example sentences, just ask me. You can ask me in the comment section here, or you can ask me directly. You can find my email address on my channel. Just go to the information about me. You'll find my email address. You can email me. Number 2, get out. Get out. This means to leave. This means to leave. All right. So for instance, tomorrow I'm planning to take a long road trip with my friends. So I'd like to get out of the house by 5 a.m. Next, we've got get in. Get in means to enter a place or enter a vehicle. Vehicle is an automobile, like a car or a bus. All right, so get in. And let's look at the example sentence. Make sure you get in the car before it starts raining. All right, so get in is only for a car. It's only for a vehicle, an automobile. Okay, but if we're talking about a larger type of automobile, like a bus, if we're talking about a train, we don't say get in. We will say get on. Get on a bus, get on the train. Okay, so get in is for the car. Get in a taxi. All right, next we've got get off. Get off. Get off means to leave a vehicle. Okay, usually a bus, train, or plane. You get off a bus, get off a train, get off a plane. This is my stop. I need to get off the bus here. All right, we're going to keep moving. If I am moving too fast, please let me know in the comment section. Tell me, Shelly, slow down, and I'll go a little bit slower. All right, next. So get off means that you're leaving the vehicle, leaving the bus, leaving the train, leaving a plane. Now, next is going to be get on. That's the opposite of get off. So get on means to board something. So you are going to get on, and I'll put it right here. You know, whenever we're talking about get on, we're talking about a bus. We're talking about a train. You get on a bus, get on a train, get on a plane, get on a ship. So whenever you're boarding something, we get on, but we don't board a taxi. We don't board a car. So we can't use get on for a car. All right, so that's the first five. Just to review, number one, get up. Get up means to wake up. Get out means to leave. Get in. Get in means that you're going to enter. You're going to enter a place or enter a car. So you get in a car, get in a taxi, get in my home, get in the house. Okay, that's a place or a vehicle. Then we've got get off and get on. Get off means that you leave a vehicle, but especially bus, train, plane. Get on is to enter, to board bus, plane, and train. All right, let's keep going to number six. Number six, get over. I like number six. I think it's good. I think it's a difficult one, but it's very useful. Get over means to recover from an illness, a setback, or emotional distress. All right, so for example, if you catch a cold, and then you recover from the cold, you would say, I got over my cold. I got over my cold. Okay, that's a very common sentence. I got over my cold. This means I recovered. I recovered from my cold. Now, it doesn't have to be only sickness. As it says here, it could be some type of emotional distress. Let's imagine you and your boyfriend, you and your girlfriend break up. So, of course, when you first break up, you're very sad, you're very stressed. It's a very tough time. But after some time, maybe a few weeks, maybe a month, you get over your girlfriend, you get over your boyfriend. That means you recover from the stress of breaking up. So my sentence for that would be, I got over my girlfriend or boyfriend, depending on which you have. All right, I got over my girlfriend, boyfriend. All right, next, let's look at get through, another difficult one. Another difficult one. Get through means you successfully complete or endure a difficult task. The example sentence, with determination, we managed to get through the tough times. Anytime you have a very difficult task and then you can complete it, that means you can say, I got through it. All right, so get through means that you successfully complete something that's very difficult. All right, let's say you're reading a book and the book is super thick, 1,000 pages. It's going to take a long time, a difficult time to finish it. But when you finish, you can say, oh, I finally got through the book. That means you successfully completed the book. All right, another difficult one is get by. Get by. This is quite difficult. This one means to manage or cope with a situation, especially with limited resources. Okay, even the explanation is difficult. So to get by means that you don't have many things. For example, you don't have much money, but you can manage your life, you can live, you can deal with this situation. All right, so a lot of people can say, example sentence, even though money is tight. All right, money is tight. That means I don't have a lot of money. Even though money is tight, we will find a way to get by. That means we will find a way to manage this situation. We have no money, but we'll get by. All right, very, very useful phrasal verb. It's a very good one as well. And we got two more. We've got get away, get away. We went over this one yesterday in the Q&A part of the video. Get away means to leave a place, to escape from some situation, to take a break, to take a holiday, to take a vacation. I've been working so much recently. I really need to get away. Example sentence here. Let's get away for the weekend and go camping. Let's get away for the weekend and go camping. Let's escape our situation. Let's leave this place, go camping. All right. And the very last one we will do today is get along. Get along. Get along means that you have a good relationship with someone. You have a very good relationship with someone. For example, despite their differences, they always manage to get along. All right, means that you have a good relationship. Maybe another example sentence I would make is, I know many brothers and sisters fight a lot, but I get along with my sisters. All right, I get along with my sisters. That means I have a very good relationship with my sisters. Okay, so those were the 10 phrasal verbs that we're going to do today. These are the 10 that I want you to remember. All right, so at this point, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section. Any questions regarding these 10 phrasal verbs? And while I'm waiting for someone or people to ask questions, I'm just going to put another post on my community site to let people know that the lesson has started. All right, so it looks like there's no questions. So that means we can move on to the first exercise. In this first exercise, we are going to be using all 10 of these phrasal verbs. All right, today we're not only using adjectives, we're using prepositions as well. All right, so in our first exercise, we will have a sentence with a blank space. You must choose one of the 10 phrasal verbs that we studied to complete the sentence. For example, number 1, it says, every morning I struggle to something early enough to catch the bus to work. All right, so every morning I struggle to something early enough to catch the bus at work. What do you think our answer is here? All right, so if we look at the sentence again, I'll help everyone to do the first one. Basically, it's saying, I struggle. I struggle means it is difficult. It's not easy. So what I'm doing is difficult. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so everybody can see. Okay, so every morning I struggle. That means I have difficulty to something early enough to catch the bus to work. For me, my answer here would be get up. Every morning I struggle to get up early enough to catch the bus to work. That means it's very difficult for me to wake up. It's very difficult to wake up early in order to catch the bus to work. So that means I probably miss the bus sometimes. All right, let's do number 2. Number 2, I want everybody to tell me what their answers are in the comment section. It's a beautiful day. Let's something and enjoy some fresh air. It's a beautiful day. Let's something and enjoy some fresh air. What phrasal verb will we put here? And remember, we have 10 phrasal verbs that we can use. Remember, we're always going to be using a get phrasal verb. So get something. It's a beautiful day. So let's something enjoy some fresh air. What do you guys think your answer is for this? Yo, good evening. How are you today? I hope you're having a good evening today. Teresa, good evening. How is everything for you? Happy Valentine's Day, by the way, to both of you. So just to give everybody a quick recap, we're using phrasal verbs today, get phrasal verbs. the phrasal verbs that we are using, 10 phrasal verbs altogether. So we've got get up, get out, get in, get off, get on, get over, get through, get by, get away, and get along. So choose one of these to complete the sentence. And what I'll do right here is I'll actually put all of the words on the screen. That way it's easier for everybody to see. One second while I get it all ready for you guys. If you do have an answer, it's fine. We can put it in there. So, yo, you have an answer. It's a beautiful day. Let's get away and enjoy some fresh air. Yeah, that works. Get away means you're going to take a break to leave the station you are. Perfect. Get away. We could have another answer. There is more than one answer. So does anybody answer other than get away? But get away, do perfect. All right. Let's see. My internet today is very slow. I have no idea why. All right, the other one that I would put here, like I think that getaway is great. I think getaway is great. The other option I would put here is going to be get out. All right, so it's a beautiful day. Let's get out and enjoy some fresh air. Let's get out and enjoy some fresh air. I'm going to put all of the answers. I'm going to make a bet. Let's see. Let's see how this works. It might be too big, but let's find out if we can do it. Oh, there we go. Got all 10 written there. Okay, perfect. Let's move on to number 3. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3 says, please remember to something the car before we leave for the trip. Please remember to something the car before we leave for the trip. What would your answer for this be? Now, for number 3, please remember to something the car. Now, whenever we're talking about a car, as we learned in our phrasal verbs with get, most likely we're going to be using either, you get in a car or you get out of a car. But here, if we're taking a trip, we need to get in the car. All right. So, Teresa, perfect. Get in or get into the car before we leave for the trip. Perfect. Leo as well. Get in. Excellent. All right. Number four. The next station is where you need to something reach your destination. The next station is where you need to something to reach your destination. It's a little bit bigger. Okay, there we go. So right in the middle is what we are doing here. We're going to look at this one right here. The next station is where you need to something to reach your destination. Get off. Perfect. The next station is where you need to get off to reach your destination. Perfect. All right, let's look. Next one. Don't forget to something the train before it starts moving. Don't forget to something the train before it starts moving. All right, so for let's move it over right here. Number 5, we've got Karina, we've got get in. Teresa, we've got get on. Yeah, we got get on. Yeah, so for a train, we would say get on. Get on. So a lot of times, again, whenever you're talking about boarding a vehicle, okay, so the word boarding is really important. Anytime you're boarding something, then we are going to use the word get on. Now, another way to remember this, any big type of vehicle, some type of transportation that's very big, train is very big, plane is very big, a bus is very big. In that situation, we get on. Then a car is the only one. Car, taxi, we get in. You get in a taxi. Okay, what about this one here? Number 6. It took me a long time. It took me a long time to something the loss of my beloved pet. My beloved pet. It took me a long time to something the loss of my beloved pet. This is number 6. What is your answer for this? It took me a long time to something the loss of my beloved pet. All right, Teresa, you have get over. Perfect. Perfect. Get over. So if we remember from the explanation, get over means to recover from some type of hardship. Okay, so to get over means to recover from a hardship or stress. Here, if your pet has died, it's hardship. And so recover means to get over means you've recovered. So it took a long time, but I got over the loss of my beloved pet. Good job, Teresa. Dio as well. Get over. Not got, but get. I think that's just a typo. Okay, let's keep going. Number 7. Number 7 says, despite the challenges, we managed to something the difficult project successfully. Despite the challenges, we managed to something the difficult project successfully. This is a tough one. What do you guys get for number 7? Despite the challenges. So this means even though I have challenges, or I had challenges, I was able to something the difficult project successfully. All right, deal with an answer. Get through, perfect. Yeah. Get through, that means you are successfully completing a difficult task, a difficult endeavor. All right, so you successfully were able to complete something that's really difficult. So you get through it. All right, excellent. Good job, Dale. Perfect. What about number 8? Number 8 says, times are tough, but we'll find a way to something with what we have. So we're looking at number 8. Times are tough, but we'll find a way to something with what we have. So first of all, times are tough. Times are tough means right now, currently, and I'll put it right up here, currently, your life is difficult. Now, a lot of times when we say times are tough, a lot of times when we say, oh, my life is difficult, this is usually, I would say 99% of the time, we are relating this to money problems. Money problems. So times are tough is saying that you are having money problems. You don't, and this is not you have too much money. This means you don't have enough money. So times are tough. But we'll find a way to something with what we have. So we know that, the beginning of this sentence, it says times are tough. Times are difficult. My life is difficult. I don't have enough money. But tells me that after will be a positive sentence. We've got negative, but, and then it's going to be a positive sentence here. So we'll find a way to something with what we have. So what do you guys think for number 8? All right, so Oscar, hey Oscar, how's it going, by the way? We've got get away. Get away means you're gonna escape, you're gonna travel, go on holiday, escape the city or the situation you're in. Get along also has a different meaning as well. Dio, you've got get by, correct. Get by is the correct answer here. So if times are difficult, which means money is difficult, you don't have enough money, but you manage to live, you manage to, succeed financially just with the money you have. You're not going to be living a baller life. You're not going to be living like a celebrity. You're living very, very, very meagerly, but you can live. You can live. So for that situation, yeah, we're going to say get by. All right. So that means you're able to, you're able to manage your life in terms of money. Right? But getting by doesn't mean that you're living comfortably. You are not living comfortably. You are just living. You're able to live. Right? And we use this sentence a lot. We use get by a lot. A lot of times it's like this, times are tough, money is tight, but I'll get by. Right? Another thing we can say though, it's not really about your own, day-to-day life. Maybe I could say, I think I need about, $5,000 to get by during my trip to New York. I think I need about $5,000 to get by during my trip to New York City. This means that for my trip to New York, maybe $5,000 is enough to manage my trip, to manage my life during this trip. All right, number 9, let's plan a weekend getaway so we can something from the city for a while. Let's plan a weekend getaway so we can something from the city for a while. What is your answer here? Let's plan a weekend getaway so we can something from the city for a while. Weekend getaway. By the way, if anybody is wondering what this means, weekend getaway means a weekend trip. A weekend trip. A trip away from your home, away from your city. So let's plan a weekend trip so we can something from the city for a while. What phrasal verb would you use here? And I think, Oscar, you already answered it for a different one. And yes, Teresa, perfect. Get away. Let's plan a weekend getaway so we can get away from the city for a while. Weekend getaway, it's already in the sentence there. But yeah, getaway means to leave the city, escape your life for a short time, have a holiday. And last one here, it says, despite their differences, they something quite well with each other. Despite their differences, they something quite well with each other. So even though they have differences, they something quite well with each other. Yeah, weekend getaway. Perfect. Yeah. It's a very common word too, by the way, weekend getaway. We use that a lot, Dio. Karina, get along. Very good. Despite their differences, they get along quite well with each other. Teresa, get along. Dio, also get along. Perfect. Okay, so those were the 10. And if you were kind of paying attention really carefully, I actually gave all of the answers in my banner. All of the answers were right there. Each one I put in the correct order. So hopefully somebody caught that. Yeah, each one was written there, number for number. Hey, Mira, how are you today? So, what we've done, Mira, by the way, what we've done, we've continued with get. These are new. We're not doing get an adjective today, but we're doing more get and prepositions. Phrasal verbs using get. We've gone over 10. We've done fill in the blanks. Now, the difficult part. Now is the speaking part of today's lesson. So I'm going to scroll down. In this situation, I'm going to be giving you a scenario. A scenario means a situation. I want you to read the situation or listen to me speak it. And I want you to make your own sentence using get phrasal verb. All right. So you're going to use your own sentence, make your own sentence, but it has to be get plus preposition. All right. So remember, you are going to be using one of these words to make a sentence. All right. Okay. Hello. I practiced the pronunciation of your name. Please tell me if this is right. After the lesson last week, I was actually practicing. Yeah, was it? Now I forget. Oh my God. Is it Fuang? Fuang. Is that right? Please tell me I'm right. I hope I'm right. If I'm not, I'm sorry, but hello. All right, the first scenario, first situation we are going to do. It says you're on a camping trip with your friends. You're on a camping trip with your friends. I want you to describe the morning. Describe the morning. So that means you're going to write either one sentence, two sentences, three sentences, as many sentences as you want. But one of the sentences must have one of these 10 phrasal verbs. All right, get up, get out, get in, get off, get on, get over, get through, get by, get away, get along. Choose one and put it into your answers. And nice. I hope you're not just being nice, but I hope I pronounced it right, Fong. Yeah, I was researching your name. Okay, so who can make a sentence for number one? You're on a camping trip with your friends. Describe the morning. Describe the morning. And you can use multiple ones as well. All right, so Teresa, we get up very early to watch the sunrise, and the sun is very beautiful. Perfect. Love it. So you get up very early to watch the sunrise. Nice. All right. Does anybody else want to give a go, give a shot? Scenario number one, you're on a camping trip with your friends. Describe the morning. Make as many sentences as at least one sentence, and choose one of the 10 phrasal verbs on the screen. So Teresa gave a great answer. We get up very early to watch the sunrise. The sun is very beautiful. Many sentences here. I mean, if you want, I like the first one. Yeah, you get up really early. You get up when the sun rises. For me, I will get out of the tent. I'll get out of the tent when the sun rises because it's very bright. Maybe I will get in the lake because I'm camping by a lake. All right. So I'm going to leave scenario one up there. I hope you can still see it. I'm going to put scenario 2 on the screen as well. That way you can, if people want to do a different scenario, you can. All right, so the banner is still there. You can see all the phrasal verbs. What we have for scenario number 2, situation number 2, it says you're at a crowded concert with your friends. Suddenly, there's a fire alarm. You're at a crowded concert with friends, and suddenly there's a fire alarm. Who can make a sentence using one of the phrasal verbs for number 2? And if you want to do number 1, that's also okay. So you're at a crowded concert with your friends. Suddenly, there's a fire alarm. And if you're still doing number 1, that's fine as well. You're on a camping trip with your friends, describe the morning. Anybody who's watching during the replay, you can choose any one of these scenarios for your homework and leave it in the comment section. If you want to do all of the scenarios that we do in today's lesson, that's fine. But if you want to choose one of these for homework, then I would recommend that the more you speak, the more you're writing, the better your English becomes. All right, so you're at a crowded concert with your friends. Suddenly, there's a fire alarm. For me, again, I have a couple of sentences I would make. I think the easiest one here, if there's any fire alarm, right? The one thing everybody has to do is they have to exit the building. They have to leave the building. Right? So you're going to exit the building. Right? But exit the building is a quite formal way to speak. If I'm going to speak using phrasal verbs using get, then my sentence would be I will quickly get out of the building in a calm fashion. Quickly get out of the building in a calm fashion. All right, so I'm going to be exiting. I'm going to be leaving a place. So get out would be the easiest phrasal verb there. So I'll get out of the building. I'll quickly get out. That means I'm moving quickly in a calm fashion. Okay, here fashion does not talk about, the clothing that we're wearing. Fashion here means it's the way you do something. So calm fashion means the way, a calm way, a calm manner. Okay, so a calm fashion. Dio has one. We got out from the building immediately when we heard the fire alarm. Perfect. And here we could also, as well, Dio, we could say we got out of the building. From is okay, from the building. I think we got out of the building is more common. Got out of somewhere. All right, so I'm going to put that up here as well. We get out of plus somewhere. Right, and it doesn't have to be, this is very common, get out of somewhere. So if somebody is standing in front of me and I can't see the TV, I will tell them, please get out of my way. Get out of my way. That means to leave the place where you are right now. All right, good job, Dio. Okay, let's keep moving. Scenario number 3. Okay, we got 5 scenarios today. All right, scenario number 3. You're at a theme park with your family and you're waiting in line for a popular ride. Finally, it's your turn. You're at a theme with your family and you're waiting in line for a popular ride. Finally, it's your turn. Please make a sentence using a get phrasal verb. So you're at a theme park, you're at Disneyland, you're at Universal Studios, you're at Legoland, you're at, Six Flags. You're waiting in line for a popular ride, maybe a roller coaster. Finally, it's your turn. What sentence will you make using get? Get plus a preposition, get a phrasal verb. All right, so you're waiting at this line, you're waiting. Finally, yes, your turn. What sentence would you make? And do you guys like amusement parks? Do you like theme parks? I'm a big fan. I love them. And you can make any sentence you want. My sentence, if I'm making like a funny sentence here, it's finally my turn. Let's say it's a roller coaster. It's a really, really scary roller coaster. It's finally my turn to ride this roller coaster. But if suddenly I become super nervous, I quickly got out of line and left the ride. I quickly got out of line and left the ride. Teresa, we get on the roller coaster and fasten the seatbelts. Good. You can say fasten our seatbelts as well. Because you're using we want to keep, we want to keep matching the subject and then our pronouns. So we get on the roller coaster and fasten our seatbelt. But perfect. Yeah, we get on. Most people, when it's their turn, they will get on. They'll get on the roller coaster. Teresa, do you like roller coasters? Are you a fan of roller coasters? I think the older I get, the less I like roller coasters. Perfect, Teresa. Nice. Our seatbelts. All right. So for the last 2, I'm going to remove the phrasal verbs. So I want you to just try to remember the phrasal verbs that we studied. And if you have a different phrasal verb you want to use, that's fine. That's completely fine. So no way I'm afraid of heights. Don't forget the S there. I'm afraid of heights. Yeah, a lot of people are afraid of heights. A lot of people don't like roller coasters, but a lot of people also like it. So we get through a long line to get on a popular ride after 90 minutes of waiting. Yeah. Yeah, I would actually probably change this to past tense. We got through a long line to get on a popular ride after 90 minutes of waiting. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, most of the popular rides you have to get through a long line. Excellent, Dale. I like that. You got through something, so you used a different phrasal verb. Teresa, afraid of heights. Yeah, whenever you use this sentence, like, and I'm glad you made that sentence. You know what? I'm going to make a banner for it instead. You know, whenever we're making a sentence about something you're afraid of, right? So I'm afraid of, and then anything that you're going to put here, any type of noun, should have on an S with it as well. Right? So I'm afraid of heights. I'm afraid of spiders. I'm afraid of buttons. Some people are afraid of buttons. Manuel, how are you today, buddy? How is Colombia? How is today? Today was beautiful in Tokyo, by the way. Nice and warm winter. It seems like winter has suddenly ended in Tokyo. All right, let's look. Number 4. Number 4 says you're on a sightseeing bus tour in a new city. You've reached the stop for the famous landmark. All right, so you're somewhere traveling, you're in a new city, maybe you're in Paris, maybe you're in Rome, maybe you're in Singapore, maybe you're in, you know, Los Angeles, New York, Vancouver. Maybe you're in Colombia, maybe you're in Vietnam, right? You're traveling. You've reached a famous landmark. You've reached a stop. What sentence will you make using get plus preposition? So a phrasal verb. All right, Teresa, thank you. Good job. And yeah, pretty well. Bogota is cold today, but beautiful. Yeah, I still can't imagine Colombia being cold, but yeah, I guess it's cold. All right, so what sentence will we make for number 4? You're on a sightseeing bus tour in a new city. You've reached the stop for the famous landmark. And we're going to be using get, a get phrasal verb, and we're going to make a sentence here. And just for anybody who's joining late, if you look at number 3, the scenario was we were at a theme park with your family. You're waiting for a popular ride. Finally, it's your turn. My sentence was I quickly got out of line and left the ride because maybe I'm afraid. Other sentences where I got on the roller coaster and fastened my seatbelt. So we're going to do the same type of thing for number 4. We're going to be using get and a preposition. We're going to use a phrasal verb. Number 4 situation is different. You're sightseeing. You're on a bus tour. Maybe it's one of those open air double-decker buses. But you've reached the stop for a famous landmark. What sentence will you use? So, Teresa, I get off the bus and take photos. Perfect. You get off the bus and take photos. Perfect. So anytime we're talking about a bus, a plane, or a train, and when you've reached your stop, we're always going to say, get off. Get off. All right, so number 4, I'll put Teresa's answer here. I get off the bus and take photos. Perfect. All right, and we have one more scenario here. We have two more. Number 5, it says you've recently broken up with your partner. You really need to move on. You need to move on. All right, what sentence or sentences can you make for this? You've recently broken up with your partner. You need to move on. I have my sentence, but I'll wait before I put it onto the screen, and I'll let everybody else try theirs. All right, Teresa, I want to do something relaxing to get over it. Perfect. I like it. I want to do something relaxing to get over it. And here, to get over it, it means the breakup. Now, if you're talking about the person, then we say to get over him or her. Perfect sentence, so Teresa. I like it. Anybody else have a different sentence or another sentence or a similar sentence to this? If you do, put it in the comment section. And don't worry if you make a mistake. Everyone here is very, very supportive, very friendly. So we're all here to help each other. The more you try to answer, the more you type your sentences, the better you will be at speaking English. So if you make a mistake, that's completely fine. And in fact, when you make mistakes and then I correct you or we get corrected, that's how we learn. So if you're not, if you're too nervous, don't be nervous. Just type away during the replay as well. Anybody watching not live, put your answers in the comment section. Right, be active with your learning. It takes a time to get over my partner, but I'll try to get away. Okay, so here, no it takes time. Time is uncountable. So it'd say it takes time to get over my partner, but I'll try to get away. Yeah, I think escaping the city, maybe going on a small vacation, going on a weekend getaway, great way to get over someone. So here, the only correction here is no it takes time. It takes time to get over my partner, or it will take time to get over my partner, but I'll try to get away. Mira, perfect. It will take time to get over it. Yeah. Excellent, Mira. Perfect. Yeah, it takes time. My sentence, I'm going to use two phrasal verbs here. So what I'm going to say here is, it always, and I'm going to use very similar to what you guys said. It always takes time to get over someone. But with time and friends, you will get over it, or him or her. Perfect. It takes time. It takes time. Yeah, so it always takes time to get over someone. I can even change this because here I've got time and I've got time. I've said it 2 times. I don't like that. I don't like repeating myself. So maybe I will change this. Maybe I'll say it's always hard to get someone, but with time and friends, you will get not over, sorry, through it. You will get through it. That's my sentence. So here I'm using get over and get through. All right. So it's always hard to get over someone, but with time and friends, you will get through it. There we go. That. Okay. So we've got one more situation here, and then we're going to do a lot of Q&A. If you've got questions, we'll go over that. If you want another list of phrasal verbs with get, I can give you that as well. So scenario number 6, you're studying for a difficult exam, and there's a lot of material to cover. What would your sentence be for this? You're studying for a difficult exam. There's a lot of material to cover. It's Caleb, it's scary. Yeah, it is scary. It is scary. So using a phrasal verb, remember the phrasal verbs that we will use are here. Get up, get out, get in, get off, get on, get over, get through, get by, get away, get along. So what sentence would you make here? You're studying for a difficult exam, a lot of material to cover. All right, we've got an answer here. I'll do my best to get by. Perfect. That works. I like it. Yeah. That means get by the test. Yeah. Yeah. You get, yeah, Caleb, get through. Yeah. So what sentence would you make, Caleb, with this? If you used get through, what sentence would you make? All right. So yeah, Paramesh, getting bored. You could use that. But what's the sentence you'll make? So in this one, you have to make a sentence. So if we look at one second, if we look at the other answers here, for example, number 5, you've recently broken up with your partner, you need to move on, right? It's always hard to get over someone, but with time and friends, you'll get through it. So we're making a sentence in this exercise now, not just the phrasal verb, but a sentence. And the phrasal verbs that you can use are down below. So, but just make a sentence with it. So you're studying for a difficult exam. There's a lot of material to cover. All right, Caleb, I'll try to get by. Perfect. Perfect. Very good. My sentence for this, what I would say, and I've been in this situation so many times, a lot of material, it's tough test. Maybe I didn't start studying early enough. So my sentence for this, I would probably say, I need to pull an all-nighter to get through everything. I need to pull an all-nighter to get through everything. All right, so we've got pull an all-nighter. That is set phrase. Please remember it that way. Pull an all-nighter. We don't do an all-nighter. We pull an all-nighter. That means I stay up all night to do something. It's usually either studying or doing some work. You pull an all-nighter. So I need to pull an all-nighter. I need to do this in order to get through everything. There's a lot of material. It's very difficult. So I'll need to study all night in order to get through. All right. Does anybody else have any sentence they want to try? And again, if you have a different sentence that and you're not using, the goal today is hopefully to use one of these words that we studied. But if you have a different sentence, that's fine. I don't want to trap you into using only these words. If you have a completely different sentence that you want to say for this situation, that's fine. Just write it in and we'll check it. So I'll get into studying. Yeah, get into. That works. I would say get into is more, become interested in something. So we don't really use it for this much. It works a little. I'll get into studying. I would say in this one, Caleb, I would say I'll get on it right away. I'll get on it right away. So that's another get phrase, and another get phrasal verb. I'll get on it right away. This is a great phrase. What it means I'll do something. I'll do it right away. I'll do it right away. So we don't have to only talk about studying. We can talk about, if somebody tells you, your boss, your teacher, your mom, your dad says, please do something, your answer could be, okay, yeah, I'll get on it right away. It means I'll do it right away. Pull an all-nighter for watching TV shows or something. No, pull an all-nighter is usually something that we don't want to do. Right? It's something that it's difficult. It's studying or work related. If you're gonna watch TV all night, if you're gonna be doing something like that, we do have another phrase for that. So, which I do this. I have to be honest. I do this. I am going to binge watch, and then I'm just going to give you an example. The Game of Thrones tonight. I'm going to binge watch the Game of Thrones tonight. Binge watch means that you are going to watch something over and over, episode after episode after episode after episode, all night. You watch excessively. You watch it a lot. You don't finish after the first episode. You continue to the second and third and fourth. Maybe you finish one season. That's called binge watching. Mira, right away. Right away means now, soon. So I will do it soon. I will do it now. I will do it quickly. So I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to do it later or tomorrow. Right now. Okay. I did say that was the last one, but I do have one more, and I'm going to make it as a banner. Okay. This is your new situation here. I'll give you a blank screen. You are a broke college student living on campus. You are a broke college student living on campus. You're a broke college student living on campus. Teresa, I used to binge watch on Netflix. Okay, no on. I used to binge watch Netflix. Yeah, I used to, not anymore. Teresa, I still binge watch it. Especially if you guys remember, like 2 weeks ago, I had COVID, so I was quarantined in my room. I stayed in a bedroom. I didn't leave it. I had nothing to do. So all I did was binge watch Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Disney. Let me put the scenario back up here. You're a broke college student living on campus. So you're going to get into making money. You're going to get into making money. Okay, so I'm going to get into making money. So not now. You don't binge. That's good. That's good. I think that's healthy, Teresa. I don't. Yeah, I don't do it usually. I don't have enough time. But when I had COVID, I had nothing but time. I had to stay alone for like 6 days. So yeah, I had a lot of time. So Caleb, good answer. You're a broke college student living on campus. You're gonna get into making money. What else could we say? And this will be the last one. And then after that, if you have any questions, you can fire away. You can ask me any question you have. But you're a broke college student living on campus. Caleb, I'd get a job. Yeah, that would be the best thing. I'd get a job. For anybody who's wondering, broke, you are a broke college student. Broke means you have no money. You have no money. No money or very, very little money. And Caleb, yeah, your answer is perfect. I would get a job. Anybody else have any example sentence they want to share before I share mine? So you're a broke college student living on campus, using one of the phrasal verbs we've learned from today. What sentence would you make? All right, we got another answer here. Supergirl, I would get on a bus and go home. Yes. Yeah, that's one option. On a bus and go home. Yeah, go home. Go home where your parents are, because it would be a lot easier. Caleb, I would beg for money. Oh no. Good sentence. Great sentence. For me, my sentence would be, I would get by on instant ramen noodles. I would get by on instant ramen noodles. So I would survive. I'd be able to endure. How? By eating instant ramen noodles, because in the US and in Canada, instant ramen noodles are super cheap. In fact, really super cheap in every country. I think less than $1 in Canada. Okay. If anybody any other questions, any other answers, leave them in the comment section now or later. Anybody want? We have 7 scenarios now. You can do all 7, or if you want to just do this one, you're a broke college student living on campus. That's a great homework assignment. You could do any one of the scenarios that we went over today, but choose one and do it for homework. But now, if you have any questions about phrasal verbs, about get, please ask me now. Or if you have any questions about anything, any English topic, anything that you want to know about, or US or Canada, because that's where I've lived, then please fire away. You can ask me right now. All right, Teresa, we've got a question. What's the difference between curious and wondering? What's the difference between curious and wondering? They're quite similar, to be honest. Curious, wondering. I would say that how we use them is going to be one of the big differences. Now, I think when we're speaking in most sentences in English conversation, wondering will be the more common verb. So what you could say is, I was wondering if you could babysit my dog for me. Curious is just something more, you want to know the knowledge about something. And wondering is more personal, if somebody can do something for you. And a lot of times with curious, I use it only as an answer to a question. So let's say that we have 2 people, all right? And person A says, What time do you get off? Person B will say, at 7 p.m. Why? And for me, there's no real reason why. I just want to know that information. I would just say, just curious. Just curious. And also, just for everybody to understand, what time do you get off? Get off means what time do you finish work? What time do you finish work? So finish work. That's what get off means. Same meaning. Does that make sense, Teresa? The other thing also, Teresa, just to remember is wonder. Wonder is going to be a verb. Wonder is going to be a verb, and curious is an adjective. All right, so how we use them in sentences will be completely different. All right, but I think that's the one thing you should remember for the two. You know, curious or curiosity is more about you want to know the knowledge about something. It's you want to explore and find out something. And wonder is more insight. It's more emotional. It's more reflective. Caleb, possessive pronouns. Yeah, so I mean, we use these a lot. You know, my, mine, you, yours, he, his. It's important that we use these actively in our sentences. They're really important. We use them in almost every sentence. So you have a question after get by. Do you use on? Not always. So in my sentence here, I would get by on instant ramen noodles. We can use with as well. I will get by with what I have. So it is common to use some prepositions. We can use on, but we can also use with as well. And sometimes we just end the sentence with get by. You know, times are tough, but I'll get by. Finished. You can say, again, get by with something, get by on something as well. So curious, you can't use in a question. You could, but it's not common. You know, what are you curious about? Why are you so curious? Maybe I would say. But again, I don't think that's common. I would, instead of why are you so curious, it's more common, Teresa, to just say, why are you asking? Why do you want to know? All right. So I think in terms of conversation, I wouldn't use curious so much unless you're answering, like in the example I've got on the screen. You know, why? Well, I just curious. No reason, just curious. But if we're making sentences about something, then we could say, oh, young children are always very curious. They're always asking so many questions. That's more like a presentation, a speech. It's not a conversation. One more thing, Dio, I want to say. Uh, one of the differences, Dio, for again, get by on, get by with, get by on. The reasons we would use get by on, it means that I'm going to survive using this. I'm just gonna survive on something very, very small. Like instant ramen is not very big. It's very, it's very simple food, right? So I'm going to survive on such little food. So whenever you're talking about surviving, get we can get by on something. But if you're talking about I have just enough to live, I have enough resources, then we'd say we get by with. Get by with. It's enough. It's enough. Like in Japanese, you would say kind of like mo jubun, right? You have just enough. It's get by with. Get by on means it's going to be tough. I'm going to survive using something. Caleb, abbreviation. What type of abbreviations are you wondering? What type of abbreviations are you wondering? We have so many common abbreviations in English. ASAP is an abbreviation. As soon as possible, we'd say. And a lot of abbreviations we'll use in our conversation. So ASAP, right? ASAP is something that I will use when I'm speaking. All right, and then next one, adverbs of place. So what adverbs of place are you talking about? Like adverbs of location, maybe below, between, above. These are also prepositions. Maybe anywhere, somewhere. These are all adverbs of places. Teresa, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. And Teresa, I would use wonder a lot more. Like in spoken English, wonder is the word that you would use more than curious. Caleb, everywhere. Good. Another adverb of place, of location. All right. Any other questions? All right. So we got some adverbs of time, right? Adverbs of frequency, right? Always, sometimes, never. Adverbs of time would be soon, now, later, tomorrow, yearly, monthly, weekly, immediately. So an adverb of manner, Caleb, is just describing how something is happening. So quickly, slowly, quietly, loudly, angrily. So it just describes how something is happening. All right. If there are no more questions, then I am going to call it a night. I'm going to try to eat some dinner, possibly. Possibly. It's another adverb for you, Caleb. Possibly. I'm quite lazy right now, so I probably won't. I might just continue to drink my iced coffee. But yeah, if we don't have any more questions, then we'll call day. We'll be doing another live on Saturday and Sunday. I usually do the Saturday and Sunday lives in the morning, but this Saturday I will do it later in the day. So if you're wondering if I'm doing a live early in the Saturday, I will not be. If I do a live on Saturday morning, that means I'll be doing two, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. But afternoon, I will definitely be doing it. I know a lot of people requested it to be later in the day, especially because of the time difference. Sunday, I haven't decided what time. Probably be in the morning though. So just check my community site for that. There you go. I like it. I'm just curious, Teresa. What time do you usually go to bed? It's late, Teresa. I usually go to most nights, Teresa. I will finish work at midnight. All right. So then, if I'm doing a live, then usually an hour and a half live. I would probably say 2 a.m. is usually when I go to bed. Today I'll go to bed earlier. I was coaching basketball, and I actually played today. I was running around. I'm a bit tired, so today I would maybe 1:30, but yeah, generally Teresa 1:30 to 2. 1:30 to 2 is when I go to bed, and then I'm up at 7. What about yourself, Teresa? What time do you go to bed? Caleb, personal pronouns. Yes, I, you, he, she, it, we, they. All right. So it looks like we don't have any more questions or comments. Again, awesome to see everybody on the live today again. I was really glad to see you. Really glad to talk with you. I hope the lesson helped. I usually go to bed before 11. See, that's great. That's really good, Teresa. Going to bed before 11. Honestly, if I had a choice, if I didn't work so much, I think I would go to bed like at 8:30. But I work. So, and then I don't like to go to bed right after work. I want to kind of relax. Maybe watch some TV. Okay, guys. So, yes, next lesson will be on Saturday. So, I look forward to seeing you on Saturday. If you can't make it to the live, check out the replay of it as well. All right. It was great to see everyone again today. Anybody on the replay, if you liked today's lesson, I do a lot of these, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Do all the things that everyone tells you to do, like the like button and the notifications and all that fancy stuff. All right. And then until Saturday, see y'all and have a good night and happy Valentine's Day if it's still Valentine's where you are. Thanks, Teresa. See you as well. Thanks for joining. Thank you, everybody. Caleb, thanks. Yo, thank you. Pramesh, thanks. Supergirl, everybody join. Mira, everybody. Fung, if you're still here. Manuel, have a good day at work today. All right, guys. Thanks, Caleb. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. See you all on Saturday.